about 1.5 years ago. If you have time, just look up something called Talent Tech Talk. I conduct these small videos. And I was in conversation with Dr. Sindhu. This was 1.5 years ago. The question I asked and his answer was that I foresee ERPs, imagine, ERPs collaborating with each other to solve customer problems. Now I know it has not happened so far, but are you not all aware that we are moving from SaaS to PaaS, which is software as a service is going to become a PaaS, and every customer wants platform as a service because you have your own systems, you want, that's why traditional ERPs are under stress, right? Whatever advertisement they can do, but we all know data doesn't come out of them. So the data is being paid by customers. He suggested that these things should happen. It came from HR. And second point is HR professionals should not feel that they don't understand technology. I don't want you to know technology. I'm also not a coder. But I have an IIT Delhi who reports into me. I have a team of 400 techies who report into me. Only thing we have to do is, like him, just understand the concept, how it is done. Data lake is not a big architecture you need to understand. Just understand how structured and unstructured data will come. Get those fundas right, then sit with CIO, you'll have a far more meaningful conversation.
And I agree with that. I think this is a great point. It's, HR professionals need to be HR professionals. They don't need to be data scientists. I think that's the advice Pankaj is giving us. But as data scientists crunch data or design architectures, the hypothesis design has to be influenced by HR because you guys understand the people organization the best. So I think that's great advice. What would you say, Prasad?
Just two things comes to mind. Probably Pankaj spoke about quite a few things. Point number one, ensuring as part of the overall HR strategy of the company, there is enough amount of money that is set aside to automate and have a single tool, end-to-end integrated system. It's going to take a while. It's not going to happen overnight, but first of all, ensuring the amount of unstructured data that you have in the company is minimized as much as possible. The second thing, again, Pankaj touched upon this. HR is everybody's job. The manager's job. I would see also a HR professional understanding a little bit of what it means, basics of data, how it can be used, how you can extract insights from data, some basic understanding, and level 0 course on analytics and AI, I think would be very, very important in the scheme of things going forward. Because what I realize is sometimes when you have a conversation, you also expect a pushback. If you're going to say, hey, look here, why don't we try and apply AI to this problem? To have the best decision coming out of it, I think there has to be some amount of knowledge from all functions in the company. And this is where I see every function needs to understand the basics of data going forward.
I think you've given quite a few advices actually. One, I think getting data core right is critical to HR. Pankaj alluded to intelligent platforms. Getting intelligent platforms to play. But I think intelligent platforms cannot play if the data core is not in place and data is residing in Excel sheet. And the other thing do you have a data 101 running in HR? I think that's a great point. And you are dealing with a lot of millennials, being in a startup organization, right? What do you say to that? Do you already have organization like in a state of readiness and you don't have to do much, or yes, there is a lot to be done to get data acumen up?
So, the blanket conversations or the blanket rule saying, HR doesn't understand data probably may not be right, because I have peer groups, peers who've started their own AI and analytics organizations and come from HR fraternity, right? With all due respect to them, I think a lot of them are mature. But I also kind of understand where we are coming from, right? As somebody who's worked in this industry for so many years, I think we are also stuck with a lot of legacy systems which keeps our data scattered all over, right? And when there is a scattered data, analytics on it is almost impossible. So the way I'm looking at it is, as HR leaders, I think we should have the strategy and vision to understand that the life around us has already changed. I don't even want to say it's changing. Hence, how do I ask help, seek help? I also like Pankaj's point of, I don't have to be an expert in everything. Hire a data scientist into my team. Today I'm hiring hundreds of data scientists for business. Can't I hire one person into my team, right? team which will help me in this journey is how I'm looking at it.
I think that's a great advice. I'm guys, as we speak, I'm putting AI COE in HR. In my organization, we are thinking loudly about it. It's clearly a strategic advantage, and I think that's great advice. And I must say to the audience, when I say I'm making a controversial statement, and I think Sindhu alluded to it. Some of our past legacy of fragmented system, data not being on track, exchange platforms not being there, is often seen as is HR in control of data, or is it in command of data? And you are selling this to client every day. You're solutioning for them, right? And have you met HR professionals in your client companies? And for a moment, don't talk about your company, but in your client company, do you see headwinds or do you see them as tailwinds?
Well, I think, as I said, globally this is a phenomenon, right? And in HR also you see a lot of that excitement. And they do visit us because we have teams for them, and they generally have HR communities coming around to see their extended teams. And I think we use that opportunity to talk about what we're doing with our own people with data. And I think that also gives them an indication that we not only talk digital and analytics to our clients, but we also internalize it in our own processes. And I think that there is always that excitement around how do you use this for this. So for example, attrition is always a key question for any services organization in India.
So tailwind.
Tailwind. It's just a tailwind.
That's usually positive. So I know, I want to leave some time for questions. Just one last Twitter comment from everybody. There's always this thing about advice to youngsters who are joining HR, etc. And that question keeps getting asked. Let me switch it a bit, right? To the panel and Twitter comments. What will your advice be to experienced HR professionals who are leading function as AI disruption is happening? We can go. Anybody can go.
Upskill, else there's trouble down the road.
It will be more than a Twitter, but if you just quickly look at, sometimes the best value add is not to add any value, right? So if that's one serious advice I have. And secondly, in your decision making, can you make sure that user is, so there's a conflict between a buyer and a user. You buy the technology, but you're not a true user. User is an employee. 80% of buyer decisions are done without user involvement. Can you make sure that all your technology buyer decisions are being done with the user group deciding, you just playing a facilitator? See those two things and you will see a huge shift in HR technology, data and efficiency, because you buy still systems and traditional ERPs which are rated 3.2 on Play Store. I get shocked. You will not download an app if it's less than 4, am I right? You won't download any app less than 4, but you force unknowingly, knowingly your employees to use a 3.2 rated app.
Got it. Twitter comment advice to experienced HR professionals.
So, and this is something I always do when I meet my HR colleagues, is how do you know that you are right? And you take the decision for the organization you take, which impacts my organization. And how do you know you are right? What are the data supporting that? And if you keep internalizing this question all the time when you make decisions, how do I know I'm right? Is by driving data, help you make right decisions, more meaningful decisions, more impactful.
So my advice, probably two advices. One, always keep asking this question, saying, am I making an impact or difference to the business? Today is AI and ML, maybe 6 months later we'll be sitting here and talking about some other fad which has come up in the market, right? But the fundamental is, am I making a difference to my business? Is my business growing? Am I impacting profitability? And start very young, right? Start thinking that way. And the second thing I really want is, we were kind of evaluating the case study yesterday, and I saw that, young team had put an early warning signal which was completely mathematical, and I was actually getting worried saying, human beings are beyond math, isn't it? Data will not. So my request to all the HR professionals is, understand there's a psychology and art behind this. There is a science, but don't give up the art, because that's the differentiator of an HR professional. When we talk to business leaders, we know they understand the math, but they come to us for the advice on people, on emotions, on really handling it, right? So keep your empathy also high while you're putting the models together.
Great points, right? So we will now go to questions. I just summarize what the panel said. We will not have closing comments. As I think those are great nuggets of gold. HR, you are custodians of people and not data. I think that's what Sindhu said very loudly, and I'm not forgetting that. This point you made about Prasad, about learning, right? Learn, right? Learning will be a core competence or a future skill, so that's great. And Pankaj always is pretty forceful. Get out of the way, right? I think it's like, get out of the way, man. So I think this is, and you being user-centric, so that's great. Data is God. Coming from you, data is God. And Sindhu, you also spoke about business impact. With that, let's go to questions. Do we have questions for the panel? Okay, we've got a question there. Can we have mic set there, please?
Hi, good morning. This is Chetna here. I have a small question now. See, I'm into the recruitment business. I had an executive search firm, and we are always dealing with people day in and day out at leadership levels. Now, I liked Sindhu's comments where she said that, although we are in the market of AI, machine learning, emotional intelligence, I also am a channel partner for one of the software who's using AI and all that to scan CVs. But the question is, now how do we still, at the end of it, you still have to handhold a person to take him to the doorstep to join a company. So how is AI, ML, and emotional intelligence going to help us do that? Because I don't think we're going to really rule out the machine per se, and or people per se, sorry. And so that's the question.
So I think, let me paraphrase the question. Can I have your name again, please?
Chetna.
Chetna, your question, if I may paraphrase, you said, yes, you have a lot of data, but what about the last mile? How do you handle
last mile connectivity, yes.
Right? How do you handle the person to get into the organization from a last mile connectivity?
So quick one, make sure that the first 80% work, which doesn't require human intervention, is done by the machine, and do precisely the work you're asking. People are doing the reverse. The first part, calling candidates, why would a bot not call and set up a time? Matchmaking, why would a recruiter sit and do a matchmaking? Sourcing a CV from 10 websites, why would a recruiter sit and do that? Recruiter job is polished by 60%. So if all that is done by a system, an intelligent system, then the last part of talking to a candidate, convincing, then talking to the hiring manager and convincing. These two jobs should belong to the recruiter.
So Pankaj, we, as a company, we have already graduated in the last 1 year, and we have kind of, that 80% of the job is pretty redundant now, and the machine is taking care of that. So now the 20% of the job is what we're doing all the time. So I think that is something which we still will have to do, right?
I can take that, yeah. So my answer to that is one of the biggest candidate delight that I had experienced the last 1 year is we had used an AI tool which customized and told me who this candidate is all about. Something as, I'm sure a lot of you are using it, right? Something as simple as he loves football, he loves food. So I'm saying, can I get all of that data when I'm having a conversation with this candidate? Conversation cannot be deleted, right? But the exploration of the candidate may not have to happen in those conversations. If I have tons of data about you, then I know that something special is happening in your life, actually do something special, right? And most of us get delighted when the experience is very customized to us. And I think that's where we should use AI and ML to even do that customized engagement is my view.
And Chetna, let me,
Thank you.
wrap up this by saying, there will always be situations where you need a high-touch experience. If you're hiring senior career levels or deep technology roles or deep skill roles, and you are shaping the role on the go as you're talking to candidate, there you need humans to actually intervene. But as Pankaj said, everything else, if it's low touch, don't put a human, don't put a body just to kind of, get the transaction going. I think that's the long and short of it. Next question, please. Do we have any? Oh, we've got a question there. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. My name is Prem.
Hi, Prem.
Yeah, I have a question for Pankaj. So with technology changing so fast, the decisions that you have to take are also getting faster. And what I mean by that is if, we had a traditional HR shared services which was running for maybe 3 years, 5 years, now that time frame is shrinking because the HR services roles are also getting changed because of AI and ML. One of the things that you said which was very interesting for me is you said the way that you can add value is not add any value. So what do you mean by that? And when you don't do anything, you are just getting redundant.
No, I was just making a lighter comment. Seriously.
Okay.
But sometimes you should know when not to add value. I truly believe in it. So every problem we should not just jump in and solve it. That's what I mean. But coming on to quick shared services point, Prem, and good to see you after a while. The shared services world has moved in such a way that most of the predictive and people are confusing between analytics and action insights. Analytics is you're getting hindsight, insight, foresight. What happened, why happened, what will happen, right? But action insight is, for instance, this pharma company which has 30,000 people figured out there are 800 people on risk to leave the organization in 6 months basis the leave pattern of the last 12 months. Just one parameter. Leave pattern predicting 800 people out of the 30,000 who are going to quit the organization in 8 months. This is only possible if that shared services is not running by 20 people, but on a system which is agile and which is open and connected. I repeat, it's open and connected. So if your systems are not open and connected, there are traditional ERPs which have walls, it won't work. Right? So that's my answer.
Thank you.
Okay. We've got another question there.
I'm Dr. Divya from Geeta Mahatma. My question is, probably there's a direct question first thing, but I need to check. And then it's a direct question and get an answer. That this transition towards AI, investment in AI that will have to be done. So will this be a level playing field for the companies? And so first part of the question, and second is that how much of the budget allocation will companies will have to do in making this transition? Right now I'm not focusing on big companies and small companies, but in terms of the percentage of the budget allocation for investing in AI and leading to automation.
Yeah, I just asked, okay, you're taking it. Yeah, please go ahead.
I think there were two questions there, right? One is it going to be a level playing field for everybody? And second is, what is the investment that is required? Let me paraphrase this before I answer your question. If you look at every industry, whether it's healthcare, automobile industry, financial service industry, AI is getting embedded into every product that's going on. So it's not a question of whether the functions need to embrace new technologies like AI into their daily flow, but how soon you're actually going to do it. It's a question of there is statistics which says companies that don't adopt AI into functions will move to the bottom percentile, 10 or 20 percentile over the next 10 years or so. So that's one thing that we need to keep in mind. The second is again the question of how much of AI budget that you want to allocate. Again, depends on what I said earlier, right? How far you are in the strategy of integrating and having one tool across the system. I think it will depend on that, depending on the revenue of the company and the HR spend of the company, right? But I would think if a company has to be there 10 years or 5 years down the line, a significant part of the HR budget, I would say 20-30%, would need to be set aside for tools, need to be set aside for having data scientists dedicated to HR-related insights that would actually come up. And at least we are not saying that we are investing 30% of that, but we're investing significant amount towards AI and HR.
So quick one, whatever I have seen in customer environment, we have 200 plus customers, and wherever I go, in 3 years it's cost neutral. So this is a thumb rule. 3 years it should be cost neutral. In first year it can be cost plus 30%. So that's the call you and your CEO has to take. That in short term will make more investment, but in 3 years it will become cost neutral or cost advantage. That's first thumbnail. Second, I'll answer in a Twitter way. There is a retro Bollywood song says, "Raaste meri bahein, waadiyan mera daaman, jao mere siwa tum kahan jaoge," which means we have no option. We cannot question whether we will do it or not. We have to. That's my answer.
Great response. Anybody else?
I think from our perspective, at Genpact level, the question is very simple. What is the ROI of investment? And what is the business case? Because we are not a research organization, we'll never be a research organization. Everything that we do using AI, machine learning, is solving something internally or for the clients. And that's how we take any project, because excitement always around a laundry list of projects which we love to do but don't necessarily know why.
That was a great question actually. Thanks for asking that question.
Hi, I'm Parag. I represent AB India and I do people data analytics and transformation projects. So my question is more of a statement that I'm there with, stuck in my organization. My problem statement is we are moving to data lake and we are going to do transformation projects implementation on employee lifecycle, garner more of insights around HR analytics and predictability out there. But data lake, I mean, is there any, and that's more of a data problem, so is there any tool right now which is there, or is there any organization thinking on those lines that all the data that we are bringing from various sources, either it is wrong, it is blank, or it is, garbage data, right? So is there any MI-based work or machine learning or NLP-based work that is there to ensure and tell me that your data is like 80% incorrect, 20% incorrect? So something on data quality indexing, and not the typical KPMG work that we typically get from the consulting firm that manage these 102 KPIs and your data will be sorted. I want machine to throw me the interpretation that like why your age should be this, why your cost center is this, your budget, your position ID should be this.
So that's a great question from a little major, yeah. And fact is that 90%, the stats say 90% of data that we have today has been generated last 2 years, right? That's the kind of quantum jump that's happening. So question to Pande.
So 3 quick inputs. First is differentiate between HR analytics and workforce analytics. Keep that separate. Don't confuse that HR data is equal to workforce. So think workforce. Workforce is much more than HR, number 1. Number 2 is you need to build a PaaS, which is a platform where multiple systems are dominating. If you don't have a PaaS, and they are disjointed, it will never work, because data lake's fundamental is that you need to be on PaaS. That's why I asked that when traditional ERPs tell you that we will not integrate in name of security or your CIO, question on that. That's the second point. And third point is, please look at a visualization tool like a Microsoft BI or anything, which will run on top of it. If you have these 3 things clear, workforce analytics, what you want, PaaS in which all systems are terminating and the data lake is flowing out, and a BI tool which is representing. If you get these 3 right, it may take a 12-month journey. Get the right people, you will get it.
We also have our survey results which are being depicted, behind us, and I'm very glad to see what I'm seeing here. Out of the 27, respondents, it says there is a high alignment in terms of how investments are being made by organizations and how they are upskilling workforce to be ready for that. By the way, we did a similar study, and it is published as a future of workforce study, which we released in Davos, my company, and we found out that while C-suite executives are all saying they want to invest, almost like 80% are saying they want to make quantum investments in AI, only 3 to 5%, basically less than 10% are looking at upskilling the workforce to be in a state of readiness when we spoke to the C-suite executive. But this is great, part of it may be because we are in Bangalore, which is such a technology hub. There is one last question that we can take and then we'll have to close the conversation.
Anybody in the panel can take this question, right? Having heard Srinivas Prasad saying that in the next 10 years, if you're not you're catching the buzz with AI and big data, then you cease to exist. But let us reflect and ask ourselves, do you feel that there is an unnecessary hype created, right, with respect to the application of AI and big data in any sphere within the organization, right? And are some organizations going into it without even realizing the relevance and potential for it? So there is a flip side to it also. So how do you react to this?
I think it's a great question. I think in my opening remarks, that was the first thing that I mentioned. People should not go with an AI hammer to find a nail to hit on. I mean, if you look at it, in the previous century, there was a lot of hype on AI. It was when I was in college. today the hype is, it's not a hype anymore, it's a reality. Not just in HR. I mean, I'm a technical guy, so I know the amount of advances for example, in Philips, let me share with you. The strategy is to embed AI into every product and solution of Philips going forward in the next 5 to 10 years. And the AI is not something that, you work on a screen, do something, and you have another screen to go and do why. It has to be ambient. It has to be embedded in the way you work. It is not something different that you do. But the question that you had was, it's not a technology that's going to be static. Right? I mean, when you say machine learning or deep learning, it's at a very, very abstract level. But there are different approaches and tools, the way you can actually extract insights from the data and build your models. That evolution will continue to happen. And picking up those right tools to actually implement your machine learning model is the evolution that will happen. I think all of us agree, at least I believe in it, you need to get more insights into a problem before you actually find a solution. And the tools that you will use to get more insights will evolve over a period of time. And many of them will be, what we call as AI. Basically, you're trying to get insights from data using different methods.
I concur with you, and corollary point of view is that I think I agree that every product I come from Adobe, so that charter is there for thing, but it depends on the relevance, and you don't have to get algorithmic to say that I'm using AI, but maybe the application of AI into these things will help.
Absolutely, like I said, it has to be ambient. So what you use in the back end is the material that has to create more value to the customer.
I think that's a great point, that it has to be ambient. And I think with that, we will close the conversation. Thanks. This has been great audience, great questions. I thank the panel and I thank the NHRD for organizing this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Parag.